Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Um, if you're joining me for live stream, great. If you are enjoying this as a replay, even more wonderful. Welcome. I'm Rose from Yoga for All with Rose. And these Tuesday mornings in my time um, are an intermediate flow that I put together for you guys to enjoy um, and see how it feels in your bodies. So, as always, what I do here is a suggestion to you, and you should always receive it with compassion towards yourself and having the thought on the forefront. What is it that you need in this moment? What does your body need? How should you modify the practice so that it brings you what you need from it? As always, by participating, you agree to do so at your own risk. Um, and I'm very excited that I get to do these classes. So today I have a flow um, designed for us that has some gentle heart openings. And overall, I feel like it's a little bit more gentle in its nature. We will start on the floor, laying on our backs. We will progress towards the back of the mat, come up, do some standing poses, some balancing, and then we will return to the floor um, and end in Shavasana like we always do in my class and most yoga classes, because that final resting pose really is where we integrate the whole practice. It all comes together. So today I invite you to have a little bit of a prop available. Um, so I am going to be using my folded blanket as a prop. This is optional. If you if this does not in if this does not speak to you as an option, feel free to just omit it. That's fine. But we will start on the floor in Shavasana. However, I invite you to have a little bit of soft padding, some sort of a soft thing. It could be a soft mat. It could be this blanket. It could be a sofa cushion from your couch and place it on the mat. And we're going to find our way on the mat and placing the shoulder blades on top of this this soft creature you have there to help you. And note that my head is sort of comes a little bit. My head is connected to the mat, and this is where you really need to find your comfortable space that calls you this morning. You can choose to have your legs bent, or you can choose to extend your legs like in Shavasana. You can have your arms to the sides. And if you wish to take this very gentle heart opening a little bit further, I invite you to glide your arms towards the top end of your space, overhead. Maybe the hands do not go all the way overhead. Maybe they're just in a like a Y shape. And then this is where we begin our practice today. I invite you to turn your gaze in or even close your eyes and start breathing into the sensations of your body. Maybe you feel a gentle heart opening. What we're really going for is more subtle. And try to scan your whole body from the tips of your toes, coming up the legs, through your pelvis, spine, shoulders, head, and your arms. Feeling heavy here. Inviting your breath to come in through your nostrils and gently float out through your nostrils as well. taking this moment to find a little preview of stillness. And whatever is coming up to you, let it come in your mind. And maybe ask yourself, what is it that you wish to find on your mat in your practice today? Is there something you are needing in your life right now? And maybe you just let that thought be there, present, feeling very strongly being in this moment. Now gently open your eyes and bend your knees if they were extended, and gently glide your arms by your side. Now let your legs fall to the left and come to lay down on your side. At this point, I am going to move my blanket away and I'm going to place it somewhere close where I can get it later on. And now on your side, place the left hand over your right knee. And we're going to do a variation of the supine twist with our breath. So extending the right arm overhead, I'm going to inhale and just start gliding the back of the hand on the floor and let it come towards my pelvis as far as it goes. It doesn't have to come to the pelvis. And then inhaling the arm up and finding your side lying position again. Exhaling, opening, chest opens. And as your inhale starts, glide the hand back up. One more time, inhaling, opening. Maybe the arm travels a little bit further away. Inhaling, synchronizing the movement and the breath. Lovely. Now bring the top arm down and come to laying down on your back. Let your legs fall to the right and come to your right side. Placing the right hand on your left knee if that feels comfortable. Inhaling, extending the left arm overhead. Exhaling, gliding the back of the hand on the floor. Inhaling, gliding it back overhead to your side. Exhaling, opening, moving with your breath. Inhaling, coming up. Let's do one more time. Gently opening, twisting the torso. Inhale, coming up. Bring the left arm down and find your way back to your back. Gently bring in your right knee and extend the left foot. Find a nice two-way pull. You might sort of rock the knee side to side if that feels inviting to you. Place the right knee down. Bend the left knee towards your chest and extend the right heel. Pulling the left knee gently towards your chest. Finding a little side to side movement if that's inviting in this moment to you. Placing left foot down a little bit away from your seat. And then find the other one there. We're going to do a very gentle bridge. So inhale to prepare. And with your exhale, feel the air float up. Tuck your pelvis under. And with that exhale, just let your pelvis come up wherever it should be this morning. Inhale, take stock. Try to release any tension in the back of your head, in your shoulders. And with the exhale, come down. One more time. Inhale to prepare. And as the exhale progresses, let that pelvis start peeling up, lifting it up, reaching towards the sky. And maybe you extend your arms by your side. And just breathe here for a moment And really take stock of your shoulders, your upper register. There really should not be any extra tension there. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel all 10 toes on the floor, especially the big toe and the ball of the foot. Then gently glide everything down, bending your hands facing each other, fingers towards the ceiling. We're going to do a variation like a warming bridge. So now we're just going to peel our pelvis up and come up. I'm going to push into my left hand and roll my shoulder under a little bit. Do the same on the right side and really connect to my elbows. Now I'm going to push to my feet and I'm going to pretend that I'm dragging my heels in, although they don't move, and I'm activating the back line of my legs. I also feel my glutes working and I'm pulling in, really pushing, pulling, creating warmth in the hamstrings, trying to release any tension in the top. And then gently lower your pelvis down and let your knees travel towards your chest. Maybe you hold on to the knees, maybe you don't. Find little circles, little circles. Reverse your circles if you did them. And then we're going to find rocking back and forth. That's going to bring us up. So like a ball, start rocking towards your toes, towards your head. This is also like a little massage for our spine as we do this. So there's really no shape that I want you to have. Just finding that joy of rocking. And then come to your all fours. If you need to do any hip swinging, please do so. That's always such a lovely thing. Now I'm going to extend my right foot behind me, gently push into the ball of my foot and feel a little stretch in the back of my right leg. Stepping the right leg to the outside of my hands. My hands are very much still on the floor. Maybe you tuck your toes under, lift the knee and walk that left foot a little bit further into this supported low lunge. And now really find length in your spine. And I'm very much active in my hands here, so I'm not collapsing anywhere. I'm really supporting myself to my hands. And I'm really trying to find this diagonal line from my tail to my head. A gentle hip opening. With your next exhale, gently push into your hands and glide the right foot to the side, directly out from your heel and sink into your one-legged child's pose. Now here it might feel good to turn that heel in a little bit, or maybe you stay parallel. I'll let you experiment where you need to be today. I'm softening the forehead to the floor. If the arms are not cooperating, you can always stack the arms or stack the hands and place them under your forehead. And inhaling, coming up, back to all fours. And extend the left leg behind you, pushing into the ball of the foot, finding a little bit of a stretch there. We already warmed up the back line, so hopefully this is a little bit more open right now. And then stepping that left foot to the outside of your hands. Maybe tuck the toes under, walk that knee a little bit further down, placing it down. Again, I'm trying to find a diagonal line from my tail to the top of my head, supporting myself with my arms and enjoying a gentle opening in the hips. Breathing here. If you sense any special place having tension or tightness, make sure that you really send some breath and opening to that very space that you feel tension in. And with your next exhale, push into your hands, glide the foot to the side and find your expression of one-legged child's pose, wherever you feel like it should be. Opening the inside of your left leg, breathing deep into the hips on the right side. And the next inhale brings you back to all fours. And from here, I need to do a little bit of circles here with my hips. I invite you to do so as well. We're going to find our thread the needle. So all fours, open your right arm to the side, looking up the sky, threading the needle, placing the right hand on the floor, right ear on the floor. Maybe the left hand extends overhead towards the top of your mat. Really grounding the right knee and the right hip to the floor. Enjoying a gentle twist in the upper body. Next inhale, push into your left hand. Open the arm one more time and place it down. Let's do the other side. Left arm open. Exhale. Place it down. Left ear on the floor. Maybe the right hand extends overhead. Really bringing your thoughts to your left knee and your left hip so that they stay even and don't start twisting. Bringing the top arm down towards your face, pushing into it, opening with an inhale. Exhale, place it down. Step your hands to the top corners of your mat. Keep your pelvis as it was and melt your heart down in a puppy pose. Maybe your forehead comes to the floor. Really feel the length in your arms, active in your fingertips and fingers, melting the heart down, opening the chest. Deeply breathe into the space behind your heart. And with an inhale, come up a little bit and come to your belly. Find your elbows under your shoulders. Maybe you open your legs a little bit more. And we're finding our way to this Sphinx pose. So maybe you tuck your toes under and lift the knees just a little bit so that you get a little deeper. This way I find a better connection with my pubic bone to the floor. I like to open my knees a little bit wider so that there's less tension in my lower back. And now here, what I really always caution my students is don't let your neck collapse to the back. That is not great for our cervical spine. So just keep that expression of gently tucking the chin down. And now we're going to do a variation of cat and cow here. So drop your chin towards your chest and start rounding your spine like you were trying to do cat in the Sphinx pose. Inhale, come back to your Sphinx. Exhale, bringing the chest down, surrounding the spine, maybe going a little bit further, all the way to your knees. And exhale, and find your Sphinx. Inhale, exhale, drop your chin, and start going a little further. Maybe you even find the tops of the feet, rounding the spine, pushing into the floor. A very strong core activator. Inhaling, and with your exhale, gently come down and lower yourself all the way down, extending the arms overhead in a V. We're going to do a opposite limb locust lift. So with your inhale, reach your right arm overhead or to the direction the fingers are pointing, and lift your left leg a little bit. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, left arm, right leg, finding length like they are reaching away from you. Exhale down. Right side again. Inhaling. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling down. Now let's find both arms and legs together at the same time. So inhaling, lifting, hovering, reaching away. And pause. Stay here for another breath in. And then gently place yourself down, bending the right knee. We're going to do half locust, half bow. So holding on to the foot from the outside. I'm going to bring my knee in just a little bit. And with an inhale, I'm going to float half locust, half bow up. Take note of your chin. Make sure the back of your neck is long. Stay here for just a moment and push into that top foot to get a little bit more of an arm opening. And exhale places you down. Extend the right arm. Bend the left leg. Come to it from the outside with the left arm if that's available. I like to walk my knee in a little closer to my center line. Inhaling, reaching up, really exploring, pushing into that left hand and seeing how that opens your shoulder. Note what is happening with your neck. Don't lose the integrity of your neck. Reaching and exhale brings you down. Lovely. Hands under your forehead. Bend the knees and just a little windshield wiper here. Nice. And finding long legs, hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes under and push into your all fours. Now from all fours, let's just start finding our downward facing dog. So my toes are tucked under. I'm going to gently push into my hands and hover my knees off the floor. I'm going to inhale, shift my weight towards the back. Exhale, come forward. Inhaling. Exhaling forward. And note how I'm starting to become a little bit more of a down dog. To plank. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And just stay in your dog for just a moment. Do any housekeeping your body would like you to do. Maybe you walk the dog. Maybe you sway your hips. Whatever feels good in this moment. And then gently start walking your hands to meet your feet at the back of the mat. Nice little forward fold here. Hanging there. And then bend your knees generously. Push into your feet and gently roll up. Head comes up last, one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hands to your heart center. Maybe you close your eyes for just a breath in and out. And we are standing. Now inhale and find your chair pose. Swing your arms overhead. Exhale, pushing the air behind you, lifting up the heels if that's available. Inhale your chair. Exhale, pulling the navel in and up as I push into my big toe ball mount. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up the heels. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, lifting those heels. And then just forward fold, heels down, whole foot down, finding a deep expression of your forward fold. Now inhale, tuck your chin and find a halfway lift. So my spine is long as I find this. Exhale, come down. Now start walking with your hands towards the front of your mat and take a step forward to find your pyramid pose. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Pyramid pose. Both feet on the floor, toes facing the top of your mat, and I'm rounding my spine over my front leg. Maybe I'm on my spider fingers, maybe I'm on my leg, whatever sounds inviting to you, letting go of the head. Now gently find your hands on the floor. If you need to bend your knees, you bend your knees. Step back for the right to meet the left leg or foot. And walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale, bend your knees and find your chair pose again. And from there, find your hands at the heart center. Pull your navel in and up just a little extra as you twist your torso to the right, maybe hooking the left elbow to the right knee. Now look down and make sure that your feet are even Steven, even though you create this twist in the upper body. Let your gaze follow when you feel ready. Inhaling, coming back to center. Let's do the other side. So twisting to the left with my torso, maybe hooking the right elbow to my left knee, checking that my lower register is even, and then opening my gaze. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands forward a little bit and step your left foot to do the pyramid pose on the other side. Breathing into this forward fold. We love forward folds because they have this very calming effect on our systems. When in doubt and stress, find a forward fold. Gently placing your hands on the floor, stepping the left to meet the right. Walk your hands to meet your feet. Halfway lift. Long back of the neck. Lifting up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhaling, sweeping the arms, lifting the heels. Inhaling, sweeping the arms. Exhaling, lifting up the heels. Inhale and exhale. Really connect to your core, support your spine. Inhale, last one, exhale. Inhale and push into your mountain pose. Find your palms facing forward. Lift up your toes. Spread the feet, the toes as much as you can. Then place them down, but hold that same muscular engagement in your feet. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Lovely. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of side work. I'm going to change my orientation so that you can see me a little better. So from the back of your mat, I invite you to take a step to your wide-legged, your wide straddle stance, right? So we've been practicing this. I'm going to invite you to do the left side. For me to do this, I need to be on my left side. So my ankles, my feet are roughly under my wrists. And bring your hands to your hips. And we're going to do a little bit of pushing off on the left foot. So just pushing off, finding a little bit of activity, a little bit of strengthening for that foot, and start coming up, coming up, coming up, just standing. And again, coming down, really using that foot to come down and up, really articulating through the foot, challenging the foot. Another way. Then find a wide-legged forward fold, reaching your arms to the side. Lift up your left toes and turn them towards the top of your mat. Bend into the left knee and find your warrior two. Now, I am going to note with you that I need to turn my toes in a little bit and my heel needs to be a little further out for me to be happy in my body. Make any adjustments you need for you in this warrior two. And breathe. Now, inhale, extend the left arm overhead, extend the front knee, and exhale, sink back into a warrior two. Let's repeat that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And now we're going to do a starfish reach. So inhaling, lifting up your gaze, reaching away from your center as much as you can. So it's a variation of reversing your warrior. And then sink into your warrior two. Wonderful. Elbow to your thigh if that feels comfortable. And now we're going to scoop this arm overhead. So I'm turning an internal rotation on the top arm, leaning towards my thigh. And if it's available to you, maybe you hold on to the ankle or find it. I'm unable to find the floor here. I'm very honest with myself. So here I like to hold on to the ankle because that helps me push open that knee with the elbow right there. Maybe opening the gaze towards the sky, staying in this lovely, powerful, extended side angle. And then inhaling, coming to a warrior two, and extending that leg. Now I want us to put our left hand on the left hip, and we're going to find our triangle this way. So shifting in your hips, finding that diagonal line for your upper body. Start gliding your way to your triangle. Goal would be maybe not today, but in the future, to have that arm directly towards the ceiling. When you are happy and strong in your core, you might seek to extend the bottom arm, and the back of the back of the hand might rest on your shin. But note that I'm not collapsing anywhere. I'm really holding myself steady with my core, and that's what makes this really hard. Inhaling, coming up. Lift your left toes, turn them parallel, hands on your hips. Inhale, lift your chest away from your pelvis and hinging at the hips. Find your forward fold. Deep forward fold, please. Maybe you place your hands in front of you. Take the weight a little bit, shift it back. Play with this wide-legged forward fold. And then find a moment of stillness. Engage your big toes. Lift up your kneecaps. And hang and breathe. Remember what I mentioned about the forward folds being super powerful to calm our nervous systems down. This is yet one of them. And then gently place your hands on your hips. And with your chin tucked down, inhale your way halfway up. Pause. And then inhale your way all the way up. And let's do the other side. Lifting up your toes, opening the foot to the right. I know I need to do some adjustments on my lower foot. I'm doing them. And then I sink into my warrior two. Pulling that center line up, tucking the chin slightly, feeling strong, steady, and empowered, really, in this pose. And breathing. And breathing. Now I'm going to flip my palm. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale deep into my warrior two. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And now we're going to lift the chest with our next inhale. Inhale, reach away from your body with your arms. Leaning back to your back space a little bit. Exhale into your warrior two. Left arm on your thigh. Turn the palm up. Find the internal rotation in your left arm. Reaching far away from your body overhead. Stay here. Sink deeper. Where do you need to be today? Sometimes we need to be deeper. Sometimes we need to be higher. That's life, right? Finding that lovely extended side body stretch. Breathing to it. Then opening that arm, finding your warrior two, extending that leg. Right hand on the right hip, arm to the side. Finding that tilt in the hips and then leaning towards your front leg. Maybe the left arm is straight towards the sky. And I was already dumping into my hip here, so I really have to activate, push into my big toes, lift up my kneecaps. And there I am, supporting myself with my center line, not dumping. And from that expression, you may extend the lower leg. Very open here, very open and powerful. Inhaling, coming up, turning the toes forward. And now I invite you to turn your toes a little bit more in and heels a little bit more out. Maybe hands on your hips this time. Optional, maybe you interlace your hands behind you, opening the chest and gently diving down. And here we are. If you have a shoulder opening going on, let that be as long as you would like it to be there. Inhaling and exhaling. To release the arms, gently bend into your legs and bring your hands to touch your pelvis, and then let everything sink down to the floor. Wonderful. And then we're going to find that flat back. Chin is chin is tucked down. Long flat back. Coming up. Bend into your right knee. Bend into your right knee. One more time. Taking off a little bit. Taking off. I need to sometimes swing my arms to be able to do this. But that's good. Finding your standing pose and then widening the standing pose. Really trying to articulate your foot. This totally comes from dance to my mat. Lovely. Wonderful. Now, we're going to heel toe our feet in. Heel toe our feet in. And I have an option for you. We're going to find our way to the middle of the mat. So you could be sideways, you could be facing me. I invite you to find your placement that is the best for you. We're going to first do a couple standing poses, so balancing poses. Shifting your weight to your right foot. Lift up the left and find your tree. This tree is already falling. So finding the tree, whether the lower foot comes to the inner thigh or to the lower leg, find that center line squeeze. Think about the standing leg, inner thigh, pushing into the foot today, not the other way around. And then opening the arms. Now I invite you to close your eyes momentarily. Opening your eyes. Lovely. Bring your hands to heart center and bring your foot across to your standing pigeon. Extending the seat to the space behind me. Opening that left hip, that left glute. And then inhale, float your knee up, place it down. Inhale and exhale. Take a moment to notice. Shift your weight to the left and find where your tree would go today. Woo, my stability is not maybe with me today. And this time around, again, rather than thinking that I'm pushing my foot to the inner thigh, push your inner thigh to your foot. It activates that standing leg. Opening the arms to your expression. Excuse me. And here's the trick. Challenge yourself. Close your eyes for a moment. And then opening your eyes, hands to the heart. Find your standing pigeon. Pulling the navel in and up. Toe spine. Balancing. Opening the hip. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, brings your knee up and place it down. On your mat, gently bend into your knees. Bring your body forward, placing the hands as wide as your shoulders or a little wider. We're going to find a little crow here, a little crow play. So what I want to do is try to place my kneecaps in my armpits. Really, truly feel your kneecaps in your armpits. You may approach this with bent arms, or you may wish to approach this with straight arms. You have to shift your weight from your toes to your hands, but we don't have to do that right away. We can do it gradually. So here I am. My elbows are towards the back. I'm going to start with this folded version in my arms. And I'm going to shift my weight forward and maybe lift one foot and then the other. You can always come off and start again. Now I'm going to try to extend my arms and then come down. Take a deep breath in that squat, feeling the body upright. And then one more time, let's do it one more time without any tension, more with the playfulness in mind. Find your armpits with your kneecaps, shift your body weight forward and lift up. And bring your feet down and find the so small expression of you, like a ball. And breathe. Now bring your knees to the floor. Keep your toes tucked under and find your toe squat. Breathing here. Lovely. And then gently releasing the tops of the feet. Maybe you even tap, 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 tap. And now we're going to do a variation of camel today before we head back down. So just bring your hands to your heart and find a long spine. Think about really pushing into your shins, not just your knees, but really pushing into your lower leg. And now with a long spine, I'm going to hinge back just a little bit. Coming back up. Pushing into the center line. Feel your core engage. Lean back. come back up. 2 more times. Pushing into the tops of your feet, pushing into the lower leg. Find the length and come up. Moving towards the back space and come up. Now from here, let's inhale and lift our heart space toward the sky, creating the expression of a back bend. Stay here or keep pushing your pelvis forward, pushing, engaging in your feet. Think about pulling your knees together. And from here, if it's available for you, maybe you find one hand on the heel, the other hand on the heel. And now I invite you to try this. Don't let go of your neck. Keep your chin tucked slightly. Pushing into the front of your body. Opening the front of your body. Place your hands on your waist, coming up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Tuck your toes under again and sit down in your toe squat the second time. Breathing, opening. Lovely. Shift your weight forward. And now we're going to need our prop in a little bit. So I invite you to place it somewhere where you can get a hold of it in a little bit. So finding your way, I think we're just simply going to find our way back to that Sphinx pose. Now we did already an intense camel, so we're kind of done with our back bends for today. But just finding that space there for your upper body and then lowering yourself down. We're going to do a chest opening. So place your right arm it's like a cactus arm on your side. And we're going to push into the chest. We're not going to push into the chest. We're going to push into the left hand to open the right chest. And find the expression that feels good to you today. I like bending my both knees. And then adjust the angle of your shoulder, your right arm, a little bit so that you find the place that feels the juiciest. And stay here. Really feel your right hand melting to the floor. Right arm, right shoulder, armpit, everything opening. With your next inhale, extending the legs and come facing down. Extending the left arm and pushing into the right hand, finding your side lying pose. I like to again bend my knees, placing the left ear on the floor. I'm going to walk my hand up just a little bit to find a little juicier spot. And then I'm just going to come to the sensation of my left arm, letting it be heavy and also letting it soften and open. Opening the chest. Melting, winding down, finding a little bit of peace in your body. And then extending your legs and finding your way back to the floor. Now flip yourself on your back again. I'm going to move myself a little bit so that light is not in my eyes all the time. And now we're just going to repeat the same rolling like a ball from the beginning of the class. So on your backs, just start rolling back and forth. Maybe you come all the way to seated. And seated, I mean balancing on your tail. And just see how this feels different than in the beginning of the class. And then gently come to your back. Bring your knees to your chest. And let's redo the circles. And reversing the circles. Lovely. Now have your prop available for you. Your towel, your blanket. And just lift your pelvis up gently and place it under your lower back to find a very small supported bridge. I invite you to open your arms. Maybe they come a little bit higher up this time. And we're going to stay here for at least 5 deep breaths. Opening the heart, opening the chest, and feeling this very, very mild supported bridge. And then gliding your arms towards your pelvis, gently bring your right knee towards your chest and repeating the one knee to the chest, the other one reaching away. Pause here for a moment. Notice that there's a little bit of an extra opening in the front of your left hip as our pelvis is raised. Enjoy that feeling. Placing the right knee down, bending the left knee, bringing it towards the chest, maybe interlacing the fingers over the lower leg, and extending the right knee, right heel away from your body. Again, feel how this feels different. Note that we have raised our hips just a little bit. Placing the left foot down, bending the right knee. And now we're going to repeat our spinal supine twist, our supine twist. So I'm going to take out my prop. I'm going to place it to the side. And on my side, I'm laying down, and from there, I'm opening my upper body to the right. And if you want to play a little bit where you want to land that arm, that right arm, maybe you do a little bit of sweeping there. And then when you find that lovely spot, just stay there, enjoying a twist in your upper body. Inhaling, bringing that arm to meet your body and go to the other side. Starting on the side, right hand over my left knee, and then opening to my twist. Maybe I sweep the arm up and down a little bit to find where is kind of the juiciest spot for me to be in this moment. And then just melting into that, softening into that, maybe even extending your breath in and out a little bit. Twists are so crucial for the health of our spines. It's always a good reminder to come back to these lovely supine twists. Inhaling, coming back, and now push yourself to come up to seated for just a very brief moment. I know I'm up and down today, but I do want to try to use this prop a little bit extra today. So I'm making this long tube with my with my blanket right now. So I basically just folded it so that it's like a little worm. And we're going to place that right under our shoulder blades. One final heart opener before our Shavasana. So I'm going to place that under my shoulder blades. Experiment what you wish to do with your legs. You might find constructed rest here. It might feel good to extend them. And then reaching the arms over if that feels inviting to you. Another option is to gently try to reach for your elbows. But if you feel like that's not something that has the expression of ease, don't do that. Find ease in this pose. Finding that gentle heart opening. And if the arms overhead does not jive with you today, bring them towards the sides or even just down by your body, wherever you wish to be. If one thing doesn't work out, there's always options. Breathing into your heart space. Releasing any tension, any grief from your heart space. Gently bending one leg, then the other. Come to your side. Remove your blanket, and we are still going to find a short Shavasana for our end. So finding your way to the floor. It could be your constructed rest. Feet bend, feet on the floor, knees bent, feet a little wider, and then letting the knees come in. Or just finding the extended legs on the floor, letting them open up. Finding the arms on the floor. And gently closing your eyes. And I invite you to really focus on the sensation of heaviness in your body. And not when I say heaviness, really the true weight of your body. Honoring your body. And through that sensation of weightedness, heaviness, letting you sink to the floor like the earth is caressing all the contact points with the floor. Feel your skin, the space around you. Feel the space inside you. Feel the right side of your body. Feel the left side of your body. Feel the front of your body. And feel the back of your body. For the next few moments, enjoy stillness and quietness. And I invite you to cultivate a sensation of well-being and wholeness during this Shavasana, honoring yourself and your practice. Shortly, I will guide you out of the Shavasana. I invite you to gently extend your inhale. And with your exhale, maybe you sigh out and send a little movement to your fingers, to your toes. Maybe your thumb caresses each finger from the base of the finger to the tip of the finger. And then gently, when you feel ready, bend one leg, then the other, and find your fetal pose on the side. Taking a deep breath of gratitude there. And when you are ready, gently allow your hands to push you up to your comfortable seated pose. Finding an upright spine. Finding your hands to your heart. Any manner you wish. Turn your gaze downwards. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Thank yourself for this practice. And I thank you for letting me guide you through this practice. I hope it brought calmness and joy and inner peace to your day. The light within me honors the light within each and every one of you. I wish you a wonderful,